What's up, staff family? Told you we was coming back with another. We got Larry Bird, just might be the GOAT, NBA Legends, Part 2. This is a live reaction. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button, and comment below. Let's get it. You know it? I got a little cold, a little fever, so it don't matter. We still gonna handle something over here.
Larry Bird at his best, LeBron James at his best.
And do we have to put the teams too, or just individual players?
If there's a draft,
oh my God,
you can take Bird or LeBron. So let's say I take Larry at this age, when I think he averaged 30, 10, and 7, something like that, and LeBron right now. So you got Larry Legend.
Okay,
or
now
LeBron.
what rules are we playing to?
We're playing today's rules.
Oh, I gotta go with Larry Joe. I gotta go with Larry Joe. In today's rules, you can't touch him.
Yeah.
And Larry, so this is 27, 28-year-old Larry and 27, 28-year-old LeBron, right? Or is he 30 now, right? 30.
Yeah.
So 30-year-old Larry, 30-year-old LeBron.
I'll take it at any age. You can do it at 18 or 22 or 26, 28, or as they finally concluded at age 30.
Okay, give me Bird's stats at 30.
At 30.
Because that was an MVP season, I think?
Yeah. Wow. 30 points a game, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and a block.
Can I answer that question now? Larry Joe.
Yeah. So
Larry
he averaged
Joe.
30 back then.
Yeah, he's in my top.
Is he ahead of Larry?
You got a strange top 10.
Hold on, is he ahead of Larry Bird?
No.
No, LeBron's physical, if not athletic ability is a gift. Larry's IQ and basketball competitiveness is, uncanny. Like,
Now, you can argue, oh, LeBron is such a superior athlete, and I will not argue back. But as an all-around basketball player, as a leader, and especially as a clutch shooting difference maker, I'm all about Larry Bird. He was a bad boy. For those of us, those in the audience who are just too young to know, bad boy.
I can understand how some people, Larry Bird was better than most people think. And so make your argument for Bird.
Bird's a better shooter. It's not close. I think Bird is
Okay,
as good or better as a passer.
We do
Bird's
know-
a better rebounder.
Better shooter from LeBron at any distance.
As for the outside shooting, this isn't really close. And the only reason his three-point numbers aren't gaudier is the simple fact that hardly any threes were taken back then, much less practiced. And yet Bird still shot over 40% 5 times, including 2 50-40-90 seasons.
Not only was he a near 90% shooter from the free throw line, which LeBron can never brag about, but also Larry Bird was Mr. Clutch. When the game was on the line, you knew that the ball was going in Larry Bird's hands, and there was little to nothing that you could do to stop him because he was that much of a marksman of the highest order, one of the most lethal marksmen we've ever seen.
When I go out and shoot around by myself, anywhere, before a game in the summer, I always try to start out about 15 foot from the basket and work my way around the perimeter just so I can get loose and then maybe go a little bit further out or a little bit closer.
Larry Bird got him by 3 points in overall average scoring. 3 rebounds a game he's got him by, which is pretty significant. Got him slightly in assists, which surprised me.
Larry Bird was a better passer.
Pass to Bird. Behind the back to Bird.
Larry Bird deserves even more credit when you look at those numbers because the game was played considerably tougher then. It was more physical. You can get up in people. You know, you had the bad boys and everybody else still in the game and being very, very relevant. We all know the game of professional basketball in the NBA is called soft as putty right now. You pass gas, you'll get called for a foul.
Yeah.
You touch somebody's fingernails, you might get ejected.
I agree.
I mean, it's unbelievable. So the fact that back then, it being so tougher, and Larry Bird having the quality of teammates that he had, in McHale and Dennis Johnson and others, to sit there and put up those kind of numbers is another testament to his greatness, because he was playing in a time where they did not mind sharing the wealth, yet he was still able to register those kind of numbers. So Larry Bird deserves a whole lot of credit for that.
You take Larry Joe.
Larry Joe for the win.
When it comes down to the end of a game in a championship series, I would rather have Larry Bird have the basketball.
Whether it's a particular juncture in the season where you're trying to position yourself for the playoffs, or you're talking about the last minutes of a game, or you're talking about the last shot in a game, or you're talking about a game 7, or you're talking about anything that indicates clutch, you simply can't pick LeBron over Larry Bird, because you can pick almost no one in NBA history over Larry Bird, because he was a marksman of the highest order. When it was money time, you knew where the ball was going, and you also knew there was little to nothing that you could do about it. It was just a matter of whether or not Larry Bird was going to make it or miss it. It was not a matter of what he was going to put himself in position to do or what he was going to be capable of doing, because he was that big time.
In a blink, I will end your career so fast. I don't need no shooters to get your ass.
I am shocked that you're not defending LeBron a little harder, because I anticipated you would.
I can't.
No, I agree with you. I'm guessing that right now about 80% of our viewing audience does not agree with either one of us.
Well, all that means is that they don't know anybody.
They don't know.
Because we're giving them facts. In terms of clutch, money time, there's no contest.
And I don't think it's even close.
Now get the fuck out of here.
Bye-bye now.
Eat this, King. Right? Woo!
LeBron fans, y'all gonna hate me.
But he hit that Ric Flair. Woo! You a real legend, Big Bird. I'm talking about a lethal. French League legend out there, ain't he? Lockdown. The board. Showdown. What you doing, Glenn Rice? You gotta get out there now and leave him open. Oh, that's draws. Go. Goodness. Come here, Gervin. Yeah. There's a little man down there. Work. That's a backboard. I seen that. Good read. Y'all know we don't do no skipping either. We watch it. Salute the big bird. You know? Good block. crazy. The guy was putting up video game numbers. And he was playing like he was in a video game. Real legend. Finish Paul Pierce. Pass Big Bird. Oh my goodness. Showtime. That was a big guy right there, man. NFL. Showtime. was really playing like that too. Like it was a video game. That's why it's legendary. Real legend, man.
Out of the blue, out of nowhere, for no apparent reason, LeBron suddenly posts an ode to Larry Bird.
Look, Bird was a 6'9" forward. He could play both positions, small forward and power forward.
Larry Bird, your favorite player growing up.
You can go back to Glenville High School, you can go to Savannah State and ask, who was Shannon Sharp's favorite player when he was growing up? And I guarantee you, they will tell you Larry Bird.
You're saying Larry Bird? We know he was good in the 80s, but he couldn't do anything today. Larry Bird today might be like Ryan Anderson or something like that. I'm telling you, you kids just don't know.
That's a different generation. You guys probably never seen Larry Bird play. Which is,
just
how
not
many have seen Larry Bird play?
Hey, everybody's seen Larry Bird play.
That's not a high enough percentage. We got some work to do.
So you saying what would Larry Bird do today? Here's your
Torch.
answer. The same thing he did in the 1980s. Larry Bird was amazing.
So before I address who was better, Bird or LeBron,
I don't think people realize just how talented Larry Bird was and how great he was.
He was arguably the best player in the world in the middle of the 80s when he won 3 straight MVP awards, joining Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell as the only players ever to do that. 3 straight MVPs, 3 NBA championships. You kids just don't know.
Larry Bird was a career 24, 10, and 6 guy.
Larry Bird is the only player in NBA history in the top 50 in career points per game, career rebounds per game, and career assists a game. He's the only player in NBA history to average 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists for their career.
Let that sink in. 24, double-digit guy. 24, 10, and 6. Skip, he could score the basketball when the three-point shot was not in vogue.
obviously Larry was a much better shooter than LeBron ever dreamed of being, because even from the free throw line, Larry was almost a career 90% free throw shooter.
Reggie, who are your top 5 shooters all time? Because I look at that like, okay, Reggie, Larry, Chris Mullin, New York City guy, me in New York City. Those are my guys in that conversation. Who are your top 5 shooters ever?
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird was getting buckets against brothers. And if he played today, Larry Bird would still be getting buckets against brothers. In fact, he might be even better because of the prominence of the three-point line.
Skip, people don't realize this. Larry Bird attempted less than 2 threes per game. Currently, there are 197 players attempting at least 2 points, at least 2 threes a game. Let that sink in. Larry Bird, arguably one of the greatest shooters of all time, only attempted less than 2 threes per game. I think Larry's a better rebounder for the simple fact, Skip. Larry guarded people that played closer to the basket than LeBron. LeBron defends guys that spend most of their time on the perimeter. So for him to average 7 rebounds a game when he spends the majority of his time playing on the perimeter is pretty good.
In one year, Larry averaged 11 a game, which is pretty great.
All right, also, one of the best passers we've ever seen. At least as good of a passer as, yes, LeBron James, if not better.
Like LeBron, his court vision was you could say it's not unparalleled because magic too, right? But Bird could pass it practically like magic.
And then as a passer, Larry Bird was gifted. He had that gift of seeing it before it happened. He just wasn't so much of a point guard as LeBron has often been, or point forward.
And had that kind of court vision at the small forward, power forward position, but then he could shoot it a whole lot better than Magic. And by the way, Bird would average 10, 11 rebounds a year too. Bird was as good a passer as, and if you want to say Magic Johnson's the greatest passer ever, okay, fine, Bird is right there.
Yeah. But Larry one year averaged 8 assists. So you can see he had the capability of getting up toward 10 assists a game. And then let's not forget the fact.
But I don't want LeBron over Bird in the last 2 minutes. I want to give it to Bird. I want the ball in Larry Bird's hands in the last 2 minutes.
Killer instinct, man.
Who's do I want the ball in Larry Bird's hands at the end of a game? or LeBron's? Larry's, every time, day or night.
Killer instinct, man. For real, dog.
He was one, if I'm not mistaken, Skip, he was one steal away from a quadruple double. He had played 33 minutes, but they were blowing the team out. Casey Jones asked him, did he want to go back in the game to get a quadruple double? He said, nah, I've done enough damage tonight. Skip, now you tell me the guy, Skip, that needs one steal, one rebound, or one assist, or 1 point from getting a quadruple double.
Plus, you think Joel Embiid talks trash? Oh my! There are players from that era that tell you he is the greatest trash talker of all time.
But Skip, to have a quadruple double, he said, nah, I'm good, Holmes. I've done enough damage.
What makes you want to be cocky and say something to somebody?
I was taught at an early age to try to get all the advantage you can. I don't know if it helps or not, but it makes me feel better. It gives me confidence, and it gets me fired up. I don't know if it does anything to the opponent, but it does. It fires me up.
Or when he says, you know what, I'm going to play Portland left-handed because I'm going to save this right one for the Lakers because we got them after, Skip. And he shot almost every point with his left hand.
Everything left.
If you don't think Larry Bird, Skip, if you don't think Larry Bird could have been great in this era, all you have to do is look at Luka. Look at what Luka's doing at not the shooter. Not from the field, not from the free throw line. They talk about Michael Jordan might average 40. Larry Bird might average 40.
Do you remember Larry Bird? He played in Michael's era. This is ahead of episodes 5 and 6 of The Last Dance. And even though LeBron didn't post this, I think LeBron is such a student of history that he knows full well.
When the Celtics were at their pinnacle in the early 80s, how many times did Michael Jordan Bulls beat them in the playoffs? Answer me.
Michael Jordan never beat Larry Bird in a playoff game. Larry Bird's Celtics went 6-0 against Michael's Bulls. Never beat them. These were best of 5 series, first round series, and it was sweep, 3-3, 3-0, 3-0. So I think LeBron is trying to remind everybody between the lines subtly. Everybody remember, Larry Bird was really good. In fact, it sounds like maybe LeBron's trying to make the case that even Larry Bird was better than Michael Jordan.
So if Michael Jordan was the GOAT, he should have been knocking Larry Bird off that throne. Because before there was Jordan, there was Magic with Bird. And there is no one who went against Bird that Bird did not strike fear in. I didn't say respect, because they're all respected, but fear. What happened the following year, Skip, in 86? 3-0 Celtics. What happened in 87, Skip? 3-0 Celtics. Why didn't the GOAT get past the big 3 Celtics if he's the GOAT? Why did he get swept?
Larry Bird was a bad boy.
Larry Bird was the truth. But you don't knock Jordan for getting swept by the Celtics. You said he's the GOAT. Well, if your guy's the GOAT, why didn't he win? Answer me.
Killer will, mental toughness, clutch, gene. Larry Bird was a bad man.
Bird was a bad somebody.
Took a bunch of nobodies at Indiana State all the way up the ladder of the NCAA's through March Madness to the national championship game against Magic Johnson and Gregory Kelser in Michigan State. Larry Bird carried 4 guys from Terre Haute, basically, to a 33-0 in the NCAA finals. That was extraordinary. And then he rose up again into the NBA and became Magic's arch rival, his chief #1 rival. And if not for Magic, Larry would have won 5 finals, probably with 5 MVPs. But
yeah, he was.
Larry Bird.
Bird was a brilliant passer. Bird was a great rebounder. Bird was an amazing rebounder. He's an incredible scorer, shooter, the whole thing. And when he joined the Celtics, they were like a 20-something win team. They went to a 60-something win team, adding a rookie, Larry Bird. When they were both in their primes, Bird was better than Magic. Bird was a better defender than Magic Johnson.
Larry Bird made 3 all-defense team. 3. He did it mostly roaming, playing center field, stealing, disrupting, just getting his hands on the ball and passing lanes. He did, but he made 3 all-defensive teams. That's hard to do when you're not exactly known for your defense.
He was tough as nails, not the greatest defender, but still got a lot of steals. And like I said, tough.
But at their best, Bird consistently was considered the better player.
You were petrified in going up against Larry Bird because at 6'8", all he needed to do most of the time was get the shot off without it being blocked.
Skip, Larry finished second in the MVP 3 straight years before he reeled off 3 consecutive MVPs. He finished top 3 in the MVP voting from 81 to 88. Skip, he was dominant.
He was the one who won 3 straight MVPs. 3 consecutive MVPs. He ran the NBA. Larry Bird ran the NBA, the alpha, and he was contemporaries with Magic and better in his prime.
You win 3 MVPs in a row, and you do have 3 rings.
Larry Bird is like the forgotten man. He was Michael Jordan before there was Michael Jordan. He was like the alpha of the NBA.
You were Rookie of the Year over Magic, so all that adds up to me that, LeBron was right. This man was so cold. He got this one right.
And people are like, well, he couldn't be doing what he's doing. Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is averaging 29 points a game, and he can't shoot the ball near as good as Larry.
He was a great shooter. Since Larry Bird, there has never been a white NBA player, certainly a white American NBA player, even in the same league with Larry Bird. That's how extraordinary Larry Bird was.
And I'm like, please, don't put me back in there with the white guy. Please, whatever you do. It was the first time in my life I was ever scared to be going to a basketball game.
Yeah, he's the greatest white ball player ever, Skip. But with Skip, when people say Luka is the closest thing, they're saying close, like Earth is to Mars. That's how close, because we've never seen a white guy like Luka. But no, Luka ain't Larry.
No.
But he's the closest thing that we've seen, a guy that can score, rebound, and assist the basketball.
Bird was the best of all time.
Larry Bird was the truth.
Who dominated?
Larry.
That guy dominated.
That's why he's one of the greatest players ever played.
He's demolishing everybody.
Promise you. Part 2.